What's good, tribe? You know? So I'm gonna only share some with y'all today, man. I made a choice today. I made a really hard decision today, and it wasn't done easily. Wasn't done from a place of like absolute certainty. This may have been the last year or so in the works, right? I decided today, June 5th, 2025, that I'm no longer going to associate with the man who calls himself my father. This man didn't come into my life till I was almost 35 years old. Um, at that point, it was sporadic. He came around when he wanted to, when it was convenient for him. Uh, just wasn't around, right? As of the recording of this video, I am 47 years old. I will be 48 August 30th, 2025. When you hear people say, and oftentimes y'all would hear grown adults say they're going no contact with their parents. Now, I don't know what that means for the people who say it, but for me, my mother was an addict. My mother smoked crack for 38 years. She started smoking crack when I was 10, and she died last year from a drug overdose. And if she quit, it was maybe 3 to 4 months at a time. Once every 5, 6 years, she might quit for like 2, 3 months and then back at it for years. And so with my mother, it wasn't like I would no contact. The difference was I had to put myself away from my mother. It was just dangerous. And so when I say dangerous, I mean that my mother, uh, because she would smoke crack for the majority of her life, oftentimes the drug was her thing. My sister was 21. I was about 25, 26. We live here in Michigan, and she left Michigan, went to California because California had better crack. True story. And so it wasn't that I went no contact with my mother. It's just my mother decided that crack cocaine was better than raising her children. My father never was in my life, ever. If he came around because it was convenient. If he came around because it was, it was, something probably he felt he had to do at the moment or whatever. Today was the day, man. He has three other children, females, um, from his first marriage, and um, treats them like gold, loves them, compliments them. He's always, showing support to anything they do. Very proud of them. Very, uh, um, very vocal about their accomplishments and how proud of them he is of their accomplishments. I could quite literally solve all the world's problems, and this man would still somehow find an issue in what I do. This man has never ever cared for me, ever. Despite what he may say, despite what he may think, he never has. How do you have a son, his only son, his first son, child ever? How do you have a son, your only son, and never, ever, ever want to speak to him? What kind of parent does that? What kind of parent allows your child to go years, decades, bro, decades, not years, decades, without trying to reconnect or build some kind of connection with your child? How do you do that? Right? Today was hard because it solidified a few things for me, man. That these people never care for me. These people don't love me. And here's what, and I'm not sad about that, right? I want y'all to understand something. I'm not sad about that. But what it does for me anyway, it's the realization that there's oftentimes people in your life who you want to love you the most, and they can't. They just can't. For whatever reason, they just can't. Right? Now, again, that's not my problem. Right? He doesn't know how to extend his love to his son. Yeah. It's not my issue. It isn't. That's his problem. And if the choice of my father is to be that neglectful to his only son, then that's his choice. It is not upon me to then force him to want to be around his son. Again, I'm 48 years old, right? I have a grandchild, two amazing children, right? 20-year flourishing marriage, right? Doing very well for myself. God has truly, truly blessed me. And I would rather spend my time, giving praise to my creator, right? Loving on my wife, loving on my kids, loving on my grandchild, and spending time with friends and family that really give a damn about me. That's what this video is about. Now, I could be cruel, I could be rude, I could say all the things, I could be just as mean as I want to be and be right in what I'm saying. And nothing I would say would be wrong. It may not come off as pleasant as it probably should. I could definitely do that. Definitely do that. But that's not this video. This video is a realization that sometimes these parents, and you may be in the same situation. These parents create these wedges within their children and then wonder what happened. I don't know what I did wrong. Did you ever ask a child? Did you ever ask your child what happened? What can I do to repair this? And if you don't care, you just don't care. And that's fine, right? No one's asking people to care. You don't have to. It's up to you. But you then start to think like, man, that's kind of sad. But is it? Like, really, is it? You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. And so, if you are someone who's ever, dealt with a parent who's been neglectful, kind of dismissive, just not really into being a parent, leave. Be done with them. Seriously. And I get it. It's your mom. It's your dad. Oh my God, that's so evil. No, it ain't. It's not, man. If your parents are being shitty people to you and aren't giving you the love and consideration that you feel you deserve as a child, and they're being dismissive, neglectful, unappreciative, and just downright evil, you can stop talking to these people. And as a matter of fact, I highly recommend you do. If they are actively doing things that's pulling you away from your God-given peace and purpose, if these people are actually pulling you away from that and putting you in a space where you aren't the best person, you need to leave these people alone. And wherever they find themselves, they find themselves. And oftentimes, these separations don't have to be violent. They don't have to be, there's no need to be rude or mean or disrespectful in these situations. You can just be done. And that's okay, man. Typically, I would do these videos and I would do a shit ton of cursing. I would. But this is actually me saying I'm done. It is, man. I'm in a much happier place today than I've ever been in my life, man. God has really blessed me on a massive, massive level. And I need to respect God that way and thank him for everything he's given me. And I need to worry about loving my wife, again, loving my children, loving my granddaughter, loving my friends and family who actually love me. I'm doing a disservice to those people. Wasting. This is the key. Wasting time with people who don't give a damn about me. And the same goes for you. There are people in your life who don't care about you. They don't. And despite what they may say, despite what they may feel, if they gave a damn about you, they would actually um, they would actually work to at least improve the relationship that y'all may or may not have. Because again, if they just aren't into being your mother or dad, your mother and father, it's fine. I can't tell you how many times, especially on TikTok. TikTok is infamous for this. I can't tell you how many times I've seen videos of these mothers on TikTok talking about how much they don't like being a mother. You don't see it too much from the men. You don't see it too much from the men because most piece of shit ass men they're just not going to do the thing. They're just not going to do the work. They're just not going to do it. Mothers tend to be more vocal about their disdain for their children in 2025, which is unfortunate. But most children, even adult children, will internalize that and say there's something wrong with me, and there isn't. Your parent is your parent. There's a baby, I can't think of the baby name. She's about 17, 18 years old. She has decided to move out of her mom's house. She's very successful on TikTok. She does a story time of it. And actually, one of the story times, shout out to my man, Brotherman TV. Brotherman TV actually does a story about her, or he does a reaction to her video. And the baby starts to cry because, or she's upset because she wants to have a relationship with her mom, and she just can't. Her mother has created so much anger and resentment in her own self for her daughter because her daughter has become successful. And then in one of the videos I saw on TikTok, like the mom is saying, you just think you all that because you got a following. You're her mom. You're mad because she has a following on social media? And luckily enough, this baby is intelligent enough, ambitious enough, and disciplined enough to pull herself out that situation at that tender young age. This baby is like I have children who are 30 years old. Like my oldest is 30. And I see her, and what I see in her is the young person I wish I was at that age. You know what? This ain't good for me. I'm going to pull myself out of this. And then, excuse me, I'm going to pull myself out of this, pull myself away from the situation because it's not healthy for me. And then do just that. It's impressive at that age. But oftentimes, you know, you wonder, like, why? Like, you're my parent. How come you're not? Just happens, man. It's unfortunate, and no one wants it to happen, but it just does. And so again, I could be a total dick about the whole thing and just cuss my father out and call him all kinds of names because he's never been there. He's always been there for his daughters. He's always been there for them. Always. But I can't name 10 birthdays where he's actually said happy birthday to me. I'm 48 years old. I can't put together 10 birthdays. I can't put together 10 moments in my life where he's like, son, I'm proud of you. My mentor, George, has told me more times in my life that he's proud of me and that he loves me than my own father ever has. My mentor, a man who's been phenomenal in my life, has told me more times in our friendship, and he's more than a mentor, honestly, but has told me more times in our friendship that he loves me and he's proud of me than my father ever has in my entire life. Imagine that, man. Imagine that. So, um, it is with a very optimistic and cheerful heart that I am parting ways with my father. I am. The man has been, the man is, everything I do is bad. Everything I do is negative. Everything that there's nothing I can do that's good. Nothing. Everything's a problem. Everything's an issue. So, I'm going to do a video about my program today, but, obviously this took place, so I wanted to share that with y'all, man. But it's hard. It is, because I love my dad. And I would love to have a moment where I can just sit down and talk to him and grow a relationship with him. That would be amazing to me. As a matter of fact, there are young men who have great fathers in their lives who don't recognize that. I'm like, bro, if I could just had a year of what you have, just 1 year, 1 year of a man trying to, actually help me grow. My father actually helped me grow to become a better man. Just 1 year. And there's some young men who have that who's like, whatever. Are you insane? I want this to come off um, as authentic as possible. I am not happy about my decision. It's not like I'm excited about, not ever talking to my father ever again. I'm not. Like, again, if you had to add up the years total this man has been in my life, it wouldn't come out to 3 years. If you had to add the years, 2 days here, 3 days here, a day here, a couple of hours here, you had to add it all up. In my 48 years of living, you couldn't come up with 3 years. You would struggle to come up with 3 years of time spent with my father. And it's sad. But it is what it is, man. And again, if you are someone who's dealing with the same thing, right, understand this. If you have to make the choice, the very uncomfortable choice, if you have to make the choice to go what they call no contact with your parents because they are POSs, it is what it is, man. And I hope that your journey is not as difficult as mine has been, but it gets easier. It really does. And so I want to share that with y'all, man. And I hope y'all have an amazing day. Right? I'm out, tribe. Peace.